Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, September 21, 2023. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government is paying close attention to an increase in the distribution of fentanyl and other synthetic drugs in North America that could easily make its way to Jamaica. Mr. Holness says while synthetic drugs are not the dominant modality in the country, the production and trafficking of synthetic drugs like Molly and ecstasy have risen significantly in recent times on the island.
Since the start of this year, there have been 2 seizures of methylene dioxymethamphetamines originating from the US and the Netherlands. And we have had 4 such seizures in 2022.
Another worrying trend, Prime Minister Holness says, is the increased production of cocaine in Colombia, as well as an increase in the seizure of the substance in Jamaica.
It is therefore likely that as cocaine production surges, Jamaica may experience a rise in efforts to traffic the illicit substance to and through our ports.
Government, in partnership with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, has been stemming the flow of drugs into the island. In January this year, the Narcotics Division of the police force seized 1.5 tons of cocaine. And in 2022, $3.8 million along with 500 kilograms of cocaine were confiscated, 5 provisional arrests were made, as well as warrants and extradition requests initiated. Mr. Holness says significant investments have been made in the high-tech surveillance, monitoring equipment, and the interdiction capacity of the Jamaica Defense Forces Maritime, Air, and Cyber Command. He disclosed that the unit has had, over the last 3 years, 13 interdictions, seized 3.4 kilograms of cocaine and over 8,000 pounds of marijuana with a combined street value of $95 million.
As the investment in Jamaica's complete maritime domain awareness continues, the use of our waterways will become less attractive to transnational criminals.
Prime Minister Holness was addressing Tuesday's opening of the 37th International Drug Enforcement Conference, IDEC. More than 900 delegates representing 139 countries are attending the 3-day conference to discuss and collaborate on issues related to drug enforcement and the global drug trade. A steering committee has been established to drive the reform of the Program of Advancement through Health and Education, PATH. The committee will review recommendations and is supported by 2 technical working groups. One of the groups will review the technical design of PATH, including the selection criteria and benefit levels. The other will review the general rules of the program, including the conditionalities and criteria for continued eligibility. Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. outlined the reform of PATH while addressing Parliament on Tuesday.
The members will include representatives from across government, the Ministries of Labour and Social Security, Health and Wellness, Education and Youth, Local Government and Rural Development, and others, PIOJ, and also the members of the technical working groups.
Minister Charles Jr. said timely updates and reports on the progress of the reform will be provided to Cabinet and Parliament. The revamped PATH program will place a renewed emphasis on education. It will include increased support for school attendance, access to quality educational resources, and vocational training. The overall objective is to break the cycle of poverty through knowledge and skill development. Meanwhile, Minister Charles Jr. said the ministry will carry out a series of public consultations on the reform of the PATH program.
And they will take the format of town hall meetings to provide an opportunity for all Jamaicans, first of which will be held by the end of October, and we'll give details to follow in short order.
Major investments are being undertaken by the government to improve water infrastructure that will broaden the distribution network and build the country's resilience. Among the projects are the build-out of irrigation capacity, installation of storage tanks at the community level, upgrading of 100 pumping stations, and the development of the Mahogany Vale Dam project. Minister with responsibility for water, Senator Matthew Samuda, gave the update Wednesday during a virtual presentation at Jamaica Institute of Engineers Summit. Mr. Samuda adds that the implementation of the non-revenue water program has been a critical component of managing the precious commodity.
In 2015, Kingston and St. Andrews non-revenue water score, which is the water that's leaked or stolen, was upwards of 70%. It was in the range of 72%. As of now, we're happy to report that we've cut that figure down to 38%. In essence, we're pumping significantly less water into the ground. Now, that is one of the major elements of resilience.
Senator Samuda said the non-revenue water program is ongoing in Portmore, St. Catherine.
We're currently out to tender for a national non-revenue water partner. This is done as a PPP. It is a major investment in our infrastructure. It increases storage, it revitalizes your distribution network, it installs pressure monitoring gauges, and it also changes the meters at the household level. This has given us significant success in reduction in damages, reduction in wasted water, reduction in electricity bills. So your non-revenue water program is priority number one.
9 members of the Judiciary were sworn into higher office for the Michaelmas term, which runs from September 25 to December 20. They are filling in for judges who are going off on leave. Justices Kisok Leng and Georgiana Fraser will act as judges of appeal, while Stephanie Orr, Pamela Mason, Opal Smith, Tracy Ann Johnson, Sharon Millwood Moore have been appointed as acting puisne judges. Serving as masters in chambers are Luciana Jackson and Christine McNeil. As he congratulated the appointees, Governor General His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen expressed confidence in their ability to perform well, noting that their appointment and reappointment are testament of their contributions to the justice system.
Congratulations to each one of you, and I wish you a very successful term in your respective positions. We know you have done well over the past whenever you act, and we are confident that you will do equally well during this term.
It is an immense honor and a privilege for us to be given the opportunity of serving the country in our respective positions.
In his remarks, Chief Justice Honorable Brian Sykes said the appointees have been selected based on their problem-solving skills, commitment to hard work, and excellence.
We are moving to the stage now where we are going to be more open with the process of judicial selection. So we have crafted job definitions for the Chief Justice. President of the Court of Appeal has done his. We have done doing it for the masters. We have done it for the Supreme Court judges. And why is this important? Because you are selecting persons to do a job. You are not selecting qualifications. Qualifications don't do the job. It's people who do the job.
Meanwhile, Chief Justice Brian Sykes says the parish courts are now officially declared free of backlog cases. Mr. Sykes said the achievement comes 2 years ahead of schedule. He pointed out that active caseload within the parish courts is now below 3%, which exceeds the international standard by 2%.
There are no other courts in the region, not in the Caribbean, not in Central America, not in South America, that have achieved that for courts at that level. And so that has placed us in a position now to revise the time standard downwards.
The Chief Justice said 6 years of data indicate that 77% of cases in the parish courts are disposed of in less than 12 months, and the aim is to get it down to 9 months. Meanwhile, Mr. Sykes said there continues to be a reduction in the backlog of cases in the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court.
The Court of Appeal is now clearing its backlog since it is disposing of more cases than cases coming in. And so the Supreme Court is becoming more efficient at a 52% improvement last year. And so the judges who are here are expected to continue that trend and so take us to the finish line, which is a backlog-free Supreme Court. So we are just about 29% off from where we need to be.
And finally, Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. is appealing for persons to be more courteous, compassionate and supportive of senior citizens. He made the call at the launch of Senior Citizens Week on Tuesday. Minister Charles says a good place to start is by being more accepting of elderly family members. He shared that his ministry is working to strengthen and deliver effective social protective services, particularly to seniors.
At the same time, we are improving our processes and innovating to provide world-class service to improve the quality of life for our seniors. As we celebrate this month, we also look on what the international community has to say. The United Nations declared the period between 2021 and 2030 to be the decade of healthy aging. And this global collaboration is aligned with the last 10 years of what we call the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, to improve the lives of older people, their families, and their communities in which they live.
Senior Citizens Month is being observed under the theme, Embracing Wisdom, Uniting Generations. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.